Are you a motherless daughter? What if we told you we have 20 years worth of truth treasures, pearls of wisdom, and diamonds of hope to help you with your mother loss? We do, and we share all things mother loss on Nurturing Words, Voices of Experience, a podcast by the Motherless Daughters Ministry. Give yourself some self-care and listen as we discuss grief, regret, anger, redemption, closure, and so much more.
Welcome to episode number 36. This episode brings Mary Ellen Collins, the founder and executive director of the Motherless Daughters Ministry, back as a voice of experience. She brings us her personal story of surviving the pandemic. It remains relevant as we navigate the impact of COVID-19 and its variants.
Fear, F.E.A.R. What does that mean to you? Does it mean forget everything and run? Or does it mean forget everything and rise? How do you face fear with such uncertainty? Well, one of the things I want to share with you is 3 things for you to do so you rise each and every day. And today what I want you to do is to listen and to act. I want you to do these 3 things. I want you to tell each other how it went for you when you tried 3 things. So, and if you're aware of other motherless daughters, I would encourage you to share this message, and I want to hear from you. Life today is so uncertain with the invisible enemy, the coronavirus, waiting and lurking and hiding to attack us. We did not choose this. The last 4.5 months have been fear-driven. We cannot turn on the TV without hearing gloom and doom. Many of us have lost loved ones. Many of us have lost our daily lives, our social connections. All of our normal routines have been upended. We are just depleted. Our cortisol levels are off the chart. Stress and fear have taken over, and our resiliency is depleted. So what do we do? Panic? Dread? We are spinning out of control, and we have to consciously decide to take care of ourselves. We know that compassion today is the uncertainty in the new normal. I've always heard the acronym that FEAR stands for forget everything and run, but I want you to choose differently. Choose to forget everything and rise. And I mean rise. And rise above your fears. Focus on what God is teaching you about yourself during this time of fear and uncertainty. We must face things every day and rise. But we always have a choice. We forget this when we are in this state of fear. A choice. Every day we have to look in, not back. This is an opportunity for us to choose, to grow. How do you know how to do something you've never done before? Nothing, and I say nothing, in life is that complicated. You can figure it out. Just step back and break it into small pieces and chunks. So let me share with you some of the ways that you can choose to rise, and these are things that I do every day. One of the most important things every day is to say out loud, and I mean you have to say it, not in your head, but out loud. I can do this. I am powerful. I am strong. I can figure out anything. Start each day with at least 10 minutes that are dedicated to you. I call this my me time. I refuse to look at my phone, emails, texts until my me time is done. The temptation is always there to take a sneak peek. And if I do, I'm a goner. I have to pause, give myself some grace, and get back on the wagon. Some days I take longer than 10 minutes, but 10 minutes is the minimum for me. I begin with gratitude for my gifts from the last 24 hours. And then I say them out loud again. Give examples. Some of the examples I may say, I am so grateful that the sun is shining today. I am so grateful the skies are blue. I am so grateful that I hear my favorite cardinal sing to me each morning. I usually try to shoot for 5, but I end up with many more. And I keep myself bounded within the last 24 hours so I can really focus on those gifts that are so important that I need to say, I am grateful for. I am grateful for. Whenever I fix fried chicken, that's always on my list. I'm grateful for fried chicken anytime I can fix it. And you have to know, I'm gluten-free and dairy-free, so I've figured out how to do it. It's really good. Share that with you again sometime. Positive statements keep negative things at bay. So it is so important to be positive and fill your cup 10 minutes worth of positivity. So not only your coffee, but your me cup. So your me time becomes positive and it starts your day off right. For you, it may be sitting in silence. It may be praying. It may be 10 minutes of yoga or some other type of exercise. The third thing I would say is think about what you've learned about yourself during this pandemic. You are stronger. You are better. You are more resilient today than yesterday. And make sure that you say these out loud. I have to record them somewhere so that I can look at how much I have grown during this pandemic. This pandemic has stopped us in our track, but there's opportunities there, and there's opportunities everywhere we look. I think about, what have I learned about myself? Well, as an extreme extrovert, I have learned that I can be by myself. I mean, that's eye-opening for an extrovert who has always relished being around people. I've learned so many new things. My greatest self squeak. I've learned so much. I've taken time to push myself into new horizons. I am a survivor. Sometime I'll share my mother-in-law story with you and how I survived this. But I find that I work to come up with ways to cope and not let that invisible enemy get the best of me. I have found I'm extremely creative, and I've not really tended to those creative skills. And part of my creativity comes out in my cooking. So I've learned and I've invented new dishes based on what I have in my pantry. The goal is to fill your morning cup with things that give you strength and positivity to start your day. My prayer for you is for you to find peace and silence. Find ways to fuel yourself. Tell yourself you are bigger and better than this. Be blessed. Bye.
We're going to take a short break to tell you about a resource, and when we come back, we'll continue our discussion.
Mother loss is a lifelong grief journey. The scars go deep and the pain can be relentless. It affects every aspect of a woman's being, regardless of age of loss or how the loss occurred. The hole is deep and filled with many emotions. Our online support group focuses on this journey and the difficult obstacles that get in the way of true healing. The Motherless Daughters Ministry online support group offers a safe place where motherless daughters can deepen relationships and develop a support network for continuous healing. Regardless if you lost your mother through death or through absence, you do not have to be alone. We meet via Zoom the first Monday of each month from 7 o'clock to 8 o'clock p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and the fourth Monday of the month from 12 to 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Register by going to our website at www.motherlessdaughtersministry.com and click on Groups and Classes. Select Motherless Daughters Support Group and register for the date you wish to attend. We hope to see you soon.
This recording was made amid the initial pandemic period. Ironically enough, we are still affected by COVID-19 and its variants. People are still contracting both, although many of the restrictions have been lifted. We were continually bombarded with information, directives, and changing guidelines. This pandemic has forever changed our lives. Procedures, processes, approaches to problem solving, and perspectives on everything have changed. The impact on our lives is palpable. Merriam-Webster defines fear as an unpleasant, often strong emotion caused by anticipation or awareness of danger. Fear is a basic emotion and is part of normal brain activity. If prolonged, it can harm our physical and mental health, but at the same time, it offers some benefits. Fear can sharpen your thinking, increase your awareness, and be helpful in overcoming obstacles. Reflecting on why a situation was fearful is helpful to better equip you when facing a repeated or similar situation. It is important to be able to acknowledge fear, push past it, and use it to grow. The pandemic experience has backed many people up against a wall, whereas some of the actions motivated by fear involved changing our location. We didn't have the option of going outside of our homes for much of anything. We had to stay in place. Not only were we restricted within our homes, travel away from our homes was restricted. The pandemic has been worldwide. In other words, we were provoked into either inactivity or creative problem solving, which is what we heard in Mary Ellen's story. So the question is, how do you face fear? There are many elements that contribute to how you react. But the bottom line is that you have the ability to choose your response. This is your response ability. According to Psychology Today, a reaction is immediate and driven by the beliefs and biases of the unconscious mind. It is done without thinking. However, a response is based on information from the conscious and unconscious mind. It considers the long-term effects and your core values. Mary Ellen presents us with the challenge to choose a response to our fears. Instead of forget everything and run, her challenge is to forget everything and rise. Rise above your fears. But how do you do that? She gave us 3 suggestions based on her personal experience surviving the pandemic. Number 1, start your day with a minimum of 5 to 10 minutes of me time. Eliminate all distractions and outside communications. Focus on things for which you are thankful, grateful, and things that are working for your good. Number 2, fill your me time with positive things. Speak positive statements to yourself like, I can do this. I am powerful and strong. Spend that time in prayer, silence, doing yoga, or something that brings you to a peaceful and positive state. And thirdly, reflect on what you have learned about yourself during the pandemic. By examining what has been done in the past and why, you can explore the possibility of responding differently in the future. Take advantage of the opportunity to challenge yourself to growth. You can customize these suggestions to fit your lifestyle and preferences so they work for you. There is a cliche that says, if you always do what you always did, you'll always get what you always got. Our routine reactions or responses may not have proved satisfactory in the past. It has been necessary now to find unfamiliar solutions to circumstances. forcing us out of our comfort zone. Surviving and thriving calls for new ways to be intentional and resilient. These suggestions from Mary Ellen Collins are a great jumping-off point to discover fresh approaches to push past the fear. Forget everything and rise.
Thank you for listening to Nurturing Words, Voices of Experience, a podcast by the Motherless Daughters Ministry. We'll see you next time.